Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are good and I hope you have studied all the previous lectures thoroughly. We have been doing chapter 6, that is retirement or death of a partner. So far we have completed 4 sums or illustrations, I can say. The last illustration that we did was illustration 20. And in today's lecture, we are going to start with illustration 21. This is the first lecture for illustration 21. And the new topics for today are given on your screen. Other than this, the entire sum remains same. As I said, in every sum, you will be provided with the minor variations or say twisted adjustments. The remaining things remain constant. It is about the adjustments of revaluation of assets and liabilities, the valuation of goodwill, etc., etc. So in today's sum, the first new topic is that the share of retiring partner is to be distributed among existing partners in the given ratio. That means in the given question, you will be instructed that how you are supposed to distribute the share of retiring partner among existing partners. This will be more clear when we'll actually do the adjustment. Alright? And the second new thing, this is not completely new. Sorry, this was also a part of the illustration done previously, that is illustration 20. But the only change in this adjustment is that you are supposed to give the effects for the changes taking place in the amount of capital in current accounts of partners instead of bank or cash account. If you all remember, in illustration 20, they had instructed us that we are supposed to keep the capital of the partners in new profit and loss sharing ratio, and the changes related to that is the adjustments, should be made through bank. Here it is to be made through current account of partners. Alright? So these are the new topics for today. Other things remain constant. And you should watch this video lecture till end for complete understanding. Alright? Then, this is your question. It is illustration 21, which is given on page number 243 of your textbook and is also presented on your screen. Yes, there are 3 partners. Please pay attention to the question. It is L, M and N are partners of a firm. They share their profit and loss in the ratio of 40%, 30% and 30%. I mean, it's not the ratio. We are going to convert it in the ratio, which simply is 4:3:3. This is the old ratio and this is the balance sheet, old balance sheet. Fine, these are the adjustments provided. We are supposed to solve these many adjustments for today, of which the first adjustment and the 6th adjustment is new. Twisted, I can say. Other than this, all the adjustments are similar to the previous sums that we have done, even in chapter 5 or say chapter 6. We are supposed to prepare necessary accounts, of which first is revaluation account. Then it is, of course, partners' capital accounts. In your given balance sheet, there is no mention about the current balances of partners. I mean balances of current accounts of partners. That is the reason we have not prepared current account here. Finally, we have a new balance sheet, and thereafter the necessary working notes, of course. Yes? So this is your sum, and let us start. So you are going to prepare 2 accounts and a balance sheet. I hope you are having your writing book with you and other essentials, and most important of all, the textbook. You should also have your calculator. Fine then. Very first step, that you have to decide which accounts you are supposed to prepare. That we have already seen: revaluation account, partners capital accounts, and a balance sheet. Alright, no journal entries. The next step is you will write down the opening balances. Here I can see the opening balance of partners, the opening balance of capital accounts of partners. Yes, it is to be written in partners capital accounts. On credit side, the very first thing mentioned, if you can see. Yes? Fine then. They have not prepared cash account because there are no such adjustments related to cash account, and hence the opening balance of cash account cannot be recorded. The next step is all the adjustments. Let us start with the first. There are 3 partners, L, M and N. M is a person who retires. The first adjustment says N's share is to be distributed between L and N in the ratio of 3:2. Understand this. In each and every sum, the third or fourth step I can say, is that you are supposed to obtain gaining ratio. And how do you obtain that? It is new share minus old share. Yes? And in most of the sums, you are provided with the new share of partners, new ratio. Old ratio is always mentioned. And even in the adjustments, you are provided with the new ratio most of the time. Now today's sum is different in that case. You have to find out new ratio. Yes? So old ratio, as we know, it is 5:3 minus check. It is 4:3:3. Old ratio, I repeat, is 4:3:3. How it is given here? 40%, 30% and 30%. Okay. Now out of 3 partners, one is going to retire. So his share of profit will be given to the remaining partners, that is L and N in this sum. Yes? So they have clearly said that it is to be given in the ratio of 3:2. This itself is the gaining ratio. Yes? In the previous sums, each and every sum you have obtained gaining ratio by applying the necessary formula, which is new share minus old share. But here they have directly said that the gaining ratio is 3:2. Yes? So there does not arise any question of finding out gaining ratio. Alright? Fine then. Let us start with the second adjustment. Bad debt of rupees 8,000 is to be written off, and provision for bad debt is to be kept at 10%, and provision for discount reserve is to be kept at 5% on debtors. The addition of discount reserve in this adjustment is a new thing, but not completely. This adjustment has been already taught in standard 11th annual accounts of sole proprietorship. Yes, if you remember. Fine then, we'll revise this, we'll solve this. Let us check the position of debtors. It is 80,000. And if you will see on credit side of your whole balance sheet, it is 10,000 as bad debt reserve. The value of debtors is 80,000 and bad debt reserve in the old balance sheet is 10,000. Yes, and the adjustment says that you have to write off 8,000 as bad debts. Yes, so we are already having a reserve of 10,000 and bad debt can be written off from bad debt reserve. Simple. So what is the amount of bad debt reserve available with you now? Obviously 2,000. Try to understand. I'll repeat this. The position of debtors is 80,000 here. Bad debt reserve is 10,000. Your adjustment says write off 8,000 as bad debt. The first part of an adjustment, it is having 3 parts. Your second adjustment has 3 parts. We are dealing with the first one. Yes? So bad debt reserve here on credit side you have 10,000. Out of this you have to write off 8,000 as bad debts. So tell me what is the amount of bad debt reserve available now? Of course, simply 2,000. Yeah? Further they say that you are supposed to keep bad debt reserve, that is provision for bad debt, at 10%. For this we will check the new balance sheet to make it more clear. The calculation is presented there here. Balance sheet asset side, debtors inner column you can see 80,000 minus 8,000 as per your adjustment. This is bad debt. So 80,000 minus 8,000 necessarily gives you 72,000. Alright? And further they say that you should keep a bad debt reserve of 10%. So what is the 10% for 72,000? 7,200 of course. So then 72,000 minus 7,200 gives you 64,800. Yes? And on which you are supposed to keep a discount reserve of 5%. 5% for 64,800 is 3,240 as mentioned in the new balance sheet. Yeah? I can repeat this. Please hold your textbook if you have right now. Page number 244. Second adjustment, and pay attention to the screen along. Okay, I am reading the adjustment and will also instruct about the effects given in the new balance sheet. Your adjustment says bad debt of 8,000 is to be written off. Okay, so total debtors 80,000 minus bad debt 8,000. Done? Okay. So now what is the amount of debtors? 72,000. Then your adjustment says that provision at 10%. So what is the 10% for 72,000? 7,200. So what is the amount for debtors now? 64,800. Further, still your adjustment says that 5% discount reserve. So what is the 5% for 64,800? It is 3,240. Hope I am clear now. And the net amount is written in the outer column, which is 61,560. Now let us talk about the second effect from the very beginning of this adjustment. Okay. So bad debt, you will say, ma'am, it is a loss. So it is to be written in revaluation account and on debit side. You are right. But you already have a bad debt reserve of 10,000 in the old balance sheet, if you can see on your screen. Yes? So that 8,000, those 8,000 will be written off from this. Yes? So now your bad debt reserve is 2,000. Available with you, I mean. Yes? And what is the new amount of bad debt reserve? It is 7,200 as written in balance sheet. Yes? Fine then. You can also see the second effect for discount reserve on debtors, which is 3,240. Yes? You can see here you have a balance sheet 3,240. Hope I'm clear. Yes, 3,240 is the second effect of discount reserve on debtors, and 5,200 before that is the amount of bad debt reserve. Bad debt reserve, they said that you are supposed to keep 10%. 10% is 7,200, of which 2,000 already I have, which is left here. Here it was 10,000. From this I have deducted 8,000. So remaining 2,000. So how much more is needed? 5,200 to make it 7,200. So 5,200 is the second effect for bad debt reserve here. Why not 7,200? Because 2,000 is already available, which is added here in the balance sheet. Here if you can see. Alright. Fine then. Let us move towards the next adjustment that we have. Market value of investment is rupees 50,000. Let us check its book value. 60,000. What is the market value? 50,000. Decrease in the value of investment. What is loss? 10,000. It was 60,000 here. It is 50,000 in the adjustment. So there is a loss of 10,000. To write off this loss, we already have a reserve, which is investment fluctuation reserve, if you can see on credit side. Yes? So it is 15,000. 15,000 minus 10,000. Your loss is written off here. So there is no need to write down the effect in revaluation account, because it has been written off from investment fluctuation reserve already. So now the remaining amount for investment fluctuation reserve is 5,000. Yes? 10,000 has already been written off. So remaining 5,000 will be distributed among partners in their old ratio. Here you can see on credit side by investment fluctuation reserve account. 2,000, 1,500 and 1,500. This is distributed in old ratio. And the new value of investment is to be written in new balance sheet, which is 50,000. This adjustment was not new. Let us see the next adjustment. Market value of building is rupees 2,50,000. What is its book value? The book value of building is 2,20,000. What is its market value? 2,50,000. Of course, the value of an asset has increased here. So increase in the value of an asset is to be credited to revaluation account. So 2,50,000 minus 2,20,000 gives you 30,000, which is written on credit side of revaluation account. Alright, and the new value of building to be written in new balance sheet, which is 2,50,000. If you can see, just after the investments it is written. Fine. Let us see which is the next adjustment. Yes, here it is, adjustment number 5. Write off rupees 1,560 from furniture. Write off means definitely you are going to decrease the value of an asset, and the decrease in the value of an asset is to be written on debit side of revaluation account. Just the way you write increase in the value of an asset on credit side, decrease in the value of an asset is to be written on debit side of revaluation account. So to furniture account 1,560. And the new value will be written in new balance sheet. Before that, let us check what is its old value. Furniture is 30,000, and of which 1,560 is to be written off. So the new value is 30,000 minus 1,560, which is 28,440, just below the building on asset side of new balance sheet. Is that clear? Okay. The next adjustment. The capital of L and N is to be kept in their new profit and loss sharing ratio, and all necessary adjustments to be made through their current account. This is the new topic that I have mentioned in the beginning of this lecture. Here it is. The capital of existing partners will be kept in new ratio, and the adjustments to be made through their current accounts for this. Yes, and as I have mentioned in the previous lectures that this type of adjustments are to be done at last. Once you are done with everything, when you reach to the step of totaling partners' capital accounts, during that time this adjustment can be solved. Yes, so we'll skip this for now. We'll do it when we reach to the step of totaling partners' capital accounts. So let us check the 7th adjustment for now. The value of goodwill of the firm is rupees 50,000. Again, not a new adjustment. The value of goodwill of the firm is rupees 50,000, which means this is the new value, and out of this the share of retiring partner is to be obtained, which is to be paid by the existing partners in their gaining ratio, which is also mentioned, and which is 3:2 as per your first adjustment. Extremely simple. Let us come to the working notes for this that you have in the sum. It is given on page number 245 of your textbook, if you want to see, and you can also pay attention to the screen. Fine. Distribution of goodwill is what we are dealing with right now. Old ratio of L, M and N is 4:3:3. We know this. Share of M to be distributed between L and N in the ratio of 3:2. This is your first adjustment, and this says this is gaining ratio. Okay? Now the share of retiring partner in goodwill. Again a simple thing. M's share of goodwill. What is the new value of goodwill? 50,000. What is the share of M? M is the second partner, and as per old ratio, his share is 3/10. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 3 is 10. Alright. So 50,000 into 3/10 gives you 15,000. Now 15,000 of course is to be given to retiring partner by existing partners in gaining ratio, and here we have the journal entry. The existing partners capital accounts debit to retiring partners capital account credit. So L's capital account debit 9,000. How? 15,000 into 3/5. We are calculating it with gaining ratio. Gaining ratio is 3:2. So 15,000 is to be paid by L and N in the ratio of 3:2. Fine. So N's capital account is 6,000 to M's capital account debit. To M's capital account. Debit has been printed by mistake over there. So 15,000 credit in the capital account of M. Alright, let us post this journal entry. This journal entry is same in each and every sum. Yes? So we are going to post this in partners capital accounts here. Our journal entry is L and N are debited and M is credited. So the one who is credited in journal entry will be written on debit side in the process of posting. So debit side, if you will see, it is written to M's capital account, amount in the column of L and N, 9,000 and 6,000. And on credit side, if you will see, it is by L's capital account and by N's capital account, amount in the column of M. This simply means that the amount has been credited in the column of M by L and N. This is the reason that their names have been mentioned on credit side and the amount has been written in the column of M. This simply means that the amount which has been credited in the column of M, which is 9,000 and 6,000, has been credited by L and N. Yes, the same logic applies on debit side as well. Yes, I have been explaining this journal entry, the calculations and the posting in each and every lecture. You should be able to solve this on your own by now. Yes? Fine then. So we are done with the adjustment number 7. And we are still left with the adjustment number 6 and 8. 6 can be done at the end. This is the reason we have skipped it. And also 8th is remaining, that we are going to continue in the next session. So that's all for today. You should practice this sum till what we have completed. Yes, along with the working notes, obviously in your fair books. This is your homework for today. Listen to me carefully. You are supposed to solve this sum only till what it is it done. Fine then, we'll see you all in the next lecture. Stay home, study well.